So we live in a country that is progressive and democratic. So I put out a quotation to you. Progress of democracy in our world is fundamentally linked to improving quality of human life. Today, I share my story with you, and it started during a 21-day journey to India. India is my forefathers' country, as well as my husband's. For the past 27 years, my work has been in interior design. I'm also a volunteer with the Aga Khan Foundation Canada's Development Speaker Bureau, and the mission of this bureau is to enhance Canadians' understanding of global issues and inspire them to get involved in development. The Speaker Bureau is supported by the Aga Khan Foundation Canada. Has anyone heard of Aga Khan Foundation? Perfect. So those who haven't, it's a non-profit international agency that works mainly in Asia and Africa. It seeks for sustainable solutions to complex problems of global poverty. I wanted to start off with my story in India. There was one significant and recurring observation. There was this stark contrast of my privileged family, who had every luxury in life affordable, versus the masses of people we saw who were like us, but were dealt an unfair hand in life. Hardworking, skillful people who toiled hours and scarcely were remunerated. I was blown away with this discrepancy. I'll tell you about these artisans, for instance, who would tie little knots across 6 yards of fabric and then dye it. This 6 yards of fabric would create a beautifully patterned sari. Or there would be blocks the size of my hand, and this is a slide of the blocks, literally a size of my hand, that they would use to print out bolts of fabric. The poverty was no doubt overwhelming, but even more so and sadder was the lack of hope as well as dignity. Through the appreciative eyes of my then teenage children, I was reminded of my mother's saying. She used to say, "I cried for a pair of shoes until I saw a man without feet." With vivid discrepancies as such that I witnessed in India, I was troubled, of course, desperate to contribute to empowering skillful people. This yearning, I believe, partly came from my own background in poverty. You see, my father died when I was merely 6 years old, leaving my mom and 7 children in desperate ways. Having immigrated to Canada in 1970s meant that working hard had rewards. We worked hard, we had rewards, period. So in 3 months' time after I came back from Canada, with that nagging, overwhelming feeling of helping, I went back. I went back thirsty to find out methods to utilize the skills of the artisans. The challenge, of course, was how do I translate and empower these skills to suit the North American market. So you remember that one big piece, 6 yards of sari that I mentioned, where they tied the knots to make this beautiful fabric. Well, in North America, we would never be able to wear that sari. So I decided, put my designer hat on, and decided to make resort wear out of it. Resort wear that is light, airy, colorful, and it's North American. Developing ideas and marrying the skills to make a suitable and make those skills popular and suitable in North America was the start of my social enterprise. You see, development matters. It leads to sustainability and improves lives. It means there's nutritious food for parents to feed their kids. It means children complete school and obtain skills. I found the key, therefore. I knew that I needed to use this in my creativity. Development, sustainability, and a better future through empowerment. The story of empowerment, however, shows the full strength of how development can grow a community. In this slide, for instance, we see a community of women who are a savings group, who have a savings group. They save money every week and then loan it out when the groups of their members need it for either home projects, healthcare costs, or buying sewing machine to start their own enterprise. It gives them hope, you see, for future. I've had the privilege in my business of empowering small entrepreneurs. After 8 years, some very small businesses have grown from one room to many rooms, to multiple level stories. So these artisans tell me, Tazim ji, confidence, you've given us confidence in our work. We tell our customers we work with a designer in Canada. So this message alone carries with me, especially when I'm faced with daunting tasks. It's pretty much overwhelming sometimes, the logistics of it, going to India, working with artisans, making sure the language is understood, making sure I'm a woman to be respected. But you know, however small I am, I'm reminded that I'm able to give these artisans some reputation and legitimacy. No doubt, we all know that we have complex problems in our world. Those of hunger, those of poverty, those of instability. And there's no one easy solution. We should remember we are in Canada. We're privileged. We live in a progressive, democratic country where no social traditions are oppressed. Each one of us here is capable, therefore, of contributing to overcome these global problems. The best solutions, they say, start with the community. Not any different from this community in Ashbury. We tap potential of each student, each parent, each one of us, and perhaps we can make a difference. So you ask how? Well, of course, there's social media, hashtags, and then, of course, volunteering, fundraising. There are lots of ways. So 8 years later, I continue to use my design skills. Through my social enterprise, I'm able to bring in quality-sensitive, design-conscious products that highlight the skills of Indian culture and also our North American savvy, with the single knowledge that every sale, I link the purchaser to the artisan, thereby creating a social chain of giving back. My hard work now brings to light the hard work of others, rewarding artisans in a fair way that empowers them to succeed. Ask yourself, what skills do you have? Happen to be my design skills. What are yours that will contribute to development? And I repeat what I started with. Progress of democracy in our world is fundamentally linked to improving quality of human life. We can make this possible through development. Working together, who knows what we can achieve. Thank you for your time.